Welcome back, guys. It is Archangel, and we have a special video for you. It is a side-op video. Yep, it's going to be devoted to side-ops today, and we're going to start off with something really wonderful. Target practice. I know, right? Don't worry, it's not going to be nearly as bad as R&D. This is the command platform, target practice, which only is unlocked if you have all 4 platforms done. And it's for the most part straightforward. There are a few of them that are a little tricky, but they can all be shot from this helicopter landing pad. That's kind of the rule of thumb. A couple of them are a little hard to spot, but they all can be shot from here. Just keep that in mind. And other than that, not much else to say about it. You don't have to run around like a complete madman like you do in R&D. So, yeah, this is definitely not one of the more hated ones. Yeah, I'm okay with it. This is fine. Anyway. Just keep calm and shoot. Just the time limit on these, if you know what you're doing, is always very generous. They don't rush you or anything. So we are almost done. 2 over here, and then same thing on this other side here. 2 over. And I know that I'm actually looking for the tricky one, which is up here. It's up there on that other landing pad, and then we'll just nail these other 2 here. Whoa, whoa! And make sure you don't fall off. Okay, there we go.
Side-ops list updated.
The one that has given me trouble before is the one that's way up on that landing pad, the other helicopter landing pad. Get out of the way.
Boss.
I had trouble spotting it before. What's your problem, man? Just get the hell out of the way. Jeez. Anyway. Let's see, do I want to ship myself or... Nah. Tell you what I'm going to do. Let me give you... I just can't make up my mind today. I don't know. Maybe I will ship myself. Yeah. Hell with it. Alright.
Please select a delivery point.
Okay. And we're gonna do a little bit more target practice. That's right. This is the Intel platform. This also is relatively painless. It has a lot of logic to it, so this isn't too bad. The Intel platform is where they center their efforts to gather intel, and all my scouting parties report in and let Mother Base know what they've seen in the field and all this stuff. Yeah. It's intelligence gathering. And it's all stored in this big, giant supercomputer. You can hear it humming right now. I'm actually on the outer part of it. How the hell did I get up here? Okay, I did. I did not mean to do that. Let's try that again. Wow. Okay. Diamond. Yep, my men are still retarded. They love to stow diamonds all over Mother Base for whatever reason. I have no idea why they do that. By the way, this big golf ball, this is the supercomputer. And here we go. Let's do this. Yep. Starting targets are all around the golf ball. Real simple. Now Now the target practice they do count as side up completion, which ultimately does count toward a 100% completion goal. And there is a reward for getting 100% completion, so it's worth doing. There's my idiot men talking about my dog and his paw pads. Oh god. Listen, I'm gonna get a restraining order against you guys, okay? You know, don't go, you know, within 500 yards of my dog, alright? You're really starting to creep me out. And DD is very uncomfortable around you guys. He told me that. Just want you to know that. Alright, so anyway, you drop down here, and pretty much that's kind of the thing, is like, it follows a certain path. Certain logic. You just follow the path down. And it continues down this way. I was just double checking to make sure. Okay. And I think we're just about done. Last few are down here. Yep. That's it.
Side ops list updated.
Alrighty, and I think the only other one that we have to do is the combat platform. We don't have that available yet. We'll do that eventually. And that one's real simple too. That follows a set path. It's real logical, so it's not hard at all. Like I said, the worst one was the one we did first. That was the R&D. It's worth it to do these, because while you don't necessarily get paid a lot to do them, it does count toward completion. It's worth it to do 100%. So, there you go. Do all missions, try to do the very best you can in all missions, etc., etc. Where the hell am I going? Where is the shipyard thingy? Oh, there it is.
Please
leave me a Jeep. I was gonna drive, but you guys are stupid. Whoever designed this base is an idiot. It was probably Miller. I think the dude was blind or something. Okay, so we're back now. You know, honestly, I could have taken the helicopter from that other landing point, but
please select landing zone.
well, nobody accused me of being intelligent. I actually did it so I could see this guy. I wanted to say hi to him. There you go.
On station at LZ.
Alright, Bebop. You're the worst pilot in the world. I wanted you to know that. Enjoy your nap, buddy. I'm the best boss in the world. I can't wait until I get a non-lethal grenade launcher. I'm gonna rain havoc down upon my own men. It's gonna be great. They're gonna be running and screaming.
At Mother Base.
Okay, so let's see what we can develop.
Please specify a project.
A couple things. Alright. Probably nothing that I'll ever use, but
Plant expansion complete.
for the sake of development level, I'll go ahead and do them. Yep.
Commencing platform construction. Commencing platform commencing platform construction. Commencing platform construction.
Build them all. That's right. Okay. Now we're gonna do some side ops. Okay. All right. Now you notice this thing here. Oh, hold on a second. Let's see.
Please select a landing zone. Heading to Afghanistan.
Wandering Mother Base Soldier. Okay, now this one's special, and it's gonna unlock something that's important to the story, which you'll see. Now, I don't actually need any kind of special gear for this one. In fact, the less gear brought, the better, because we can save some money. So I'm just gonna dress very light for this one. Sure, we'll dress in my zebra outfit. Why not? I'm looking very dapper. Okay. Yeah, I don't really need anything. Just, yeah. The more I can leave behind, the better. So, yeah. Yeah, that's cheaper. Let's take that. See, do I have a cheaper gun? Sure. Well, I don't much think so, but just gonna check. It doesn't really matter. This is cheap. Okay. Not that I can't, you know, I don't have tons of money, but okay, this is probably fine. Oh, yeah, I can leave my grenades behind, too. Okay. Thinking. Oh, yeah. Can take less Fulton devices. There we go. Okay. Yeah, if you want, like, the cheapest deployment, there you go. Oh, and we'll go in the morning, by the way. There's absolutely no need for stealth on this one. Okay, now these guys are wandering Mother Base soldiers from the old Mother Base. When it got destroyed, they've been wandering around for years, for 9 years. They were survivors, but they're not in the best state of mind right now. They're pretty much, well, kind of not mentally stable. If you just approach them normally, they'll either run away from you or attack you and run away. Like using CQC or a stun grenade or something and run away. They're very, very slippery that way. And it's a pain in the ass to try to subdue them. You don't want to kill them, obviously, because you want them on your team. So taking them down normally is, yeah, it's a bother. That having been said, if you approach them the proper way, you don't have to worry about any of that. There are 2 ways to do this. You can either approach them in a box, and if you're wearing a box, then they'll instantly recognize you as Big Boss. They'll be like, oh yeah, you're Big Boss, great. And then they'll salute you and let you Fulton them. And mission accomplished. No problem. The other way is the way that I'm going to show you right now. And this is the less known method. A lot of players don't know about this one. They know about the box trick, but they don't know this one. And this involves a bit of music. There's actually 2 different ways you can do this one. You can either do the music method or another method of which I'll show you a little bit later. Right now we can do the music method. It involves my iDroid and a cassette tape that we have.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Now I just gotta find the guy. I think he's up here somewhere. Where are you hiding? Okay, anyway, it's in the music list, the first one, and it's the Love Deterrence song. Now this is Paz's theme. Now make sure you go over here and turn on the speakers so that everyone can hear it, not just you. It turns on the speakers on your iDroid.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Okay. I need to maybe go over this way, because I'm pretty sure he's up top. Oh, my horse was in the road. Truck drivers are yelling at him. It's actually important to know that the horse can block the road. That can actually be useful. Yeah, there he is.
Analysis
That's the
complete.
target. Is that one of our men from 9 years ago? Bring him home, boss.
Now, normally he'd be attacking me right now.
Boss, I knew you were alive. I'm so happy, boss.
One of the guys out on a mission at the time. He's fallen a long way from the glory days. But will he come back to us?
Alrighty. Let's just Fulton him.
Side op
That's all there is to it.
He's coming too. Roger that.
At Mother Base.
Okay, and we actually got a photo, a memento photo for rescuing him. Now, that's not important yet, but it will be later on. And the whole reason that he recognized us is because we were playing Love Deterrence on our iDroid. He recognized the tune, so he recognized us as Big Boss. It jogged his memory.
Marker removed.
So, there you go. That's the other way to approach them properly. There's another trick with the iDroid, but I don't have that ability just yet. Anyway, let's turn this off, and we'll head back to the ACC. Okay, now for more side ops. Okay, highly skilled soldier. Dismissive the mind.
Please select a landing zone.
Could do this. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. I could go ahead and do this and show you how to take over the entire base. Which that'd be fun. So I'm gonna wear probably the sneaking suit. Yeah. Because this is gonna be a nighttime approach. Not my normal loadout. I could wear the stun arm. This is the stun arm. Now this isn't max level yet, so it doesn't have its full functionality. At its full level, it's really awesome, but right now it just shoots out a jolt of electricity which can stun a single enemy, which, it's alright. It's kind of lackluster right now. Yeah, but at its full level, fully charged, this thing is amazing. So right now, I could wear the gold bionic arm just for a change of pace. It doesn't have any extra abilities, but it's a gold bionic arm. Whatever. Sure. Guess my loadout looks okay. I am gonna bring more Fulton devices back up to normal. I think we're good.
Deploying.
Alright, let's go. Desmasi-Laman, and I'm gonna go ahead and capture Desmasi-Laman, and I'm gonna capture this soldier as well. So, show you guys how to capture this outpost. Because I didn't do it last time during Where Did the Bee Sleep? I just sort of zipped through. Just taking a look at my brightness, because I think my screen was a little dark last time, so gotta take care of that. Okay. I really need to change the music to this. I have other music. I think I am going to change the music eventually. There's another track that I do like to have it change or ride in on. I am going to go ahead and tackle some of these other outposts, or other guard posts, because I want to go ahead and get the credit for capturing them. The thing about it is you really should try to capture all guard posts, all outposts, all that stuff, because all of that counts toward 100% completion.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Capture all guard posts, all outposts, get all music tapes, all briefing tapes, all of that stuff.
Analysis complete. The map analysis
Get
complete.
everything.
Analysis complete.
And try to get S rank in every single mission in the game, no matter how ball-bustingly hard it is. Listen, if I can do it, you can do it. Because I am by no means an expert gamer. I would say I'm an average gamer at best. But I managed to get S rank and all.
Не, там всегда закрыто.
За воротами огромная пещера. Я слышал. Она тянется до самого объекта в горах.
Значит, руководству объекта нужна безопасная транспортная магистраль?
Без понятия.
Как думаешь, что там делают?
Ну когда они нам хоть что-то говорили? А в пещере ничего не видно. Тьма кромешная.
Представляю.
Ладно, я пошел.
Давай, увидимся.
That will have some importance, some bearing on the plot later on.
Christmas Eve, 1979. The Soviet Union rolled into Afghanistan. Muslims had revolted against the Soviet-friendly regime established the year before. The DRA forces could no longer contain it themselves, so the Soviets went in to intervene. The Afghan government was powerless and fraught with infighting. They lost the hearts and minds of the people, and that alarmed the Soviet leadership. With the Islamic Revolution happening in Iran, the Soviets felt they had to act fast or risk the spread of Islamic revivalism. A superpower, sending a motorized rifle division against men on horseback with antique rifles. Everyone thought it'd be over in an instant. Only it wasn't. Some Muslims made their fight a jihad, a holy war, and began a guerrilla campaign on all fronts. A war of attrition. These fighters call themselves Mujahideen. They're being supported by the West through Pakistan. That's why Miller was involved. He was training them near the Zero Line, sponsored by the CIA. The war has become a nightmare for the Soviet troops stationed here. They thought they'd be headed home in 6 months at the most. Then a year passed. 2 years. Now here we are 4 years on with no exit in sight. Afghanistan has become the Soviet...
You gotta extract him.
The Soviet troops on the ground want to go home, but at least they have homes to go back to. The Afghans have lost theirs. The Soviets destroy the kishlaks, villages, wherever they can. They burn down homes and fields, fill in wells, turned pastures into minefields. It's created a mass of refugees who fled to Pakistan. If the Mujahideen are fish swimming around the villages, the Soviets will go so
He's coming too. Roger that.
This has had a big price. There's bitter resentment among the Afghans, and they're taking out their anger on the soldiers on the front lines. Among the Mujahideen are the Pashtun people. They're fiercely devoted to their code of Badal, or revenge. Soviets they've captured have had their hands, feet, and noses cut off before being left to die at the side of the road, just to show their comrades what they're capable of.
You gonna extract him?
Friendlies who come across them can do nothing but put them out of their misery. Then they burn down another village in retaliation. And the cycle of vengeance goes on.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Okay, guys. Wanted to go ahead and play those tapes for you. I am going to go ahead and check on something real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pause the game right now. 1 second. Okay. I am back, guys. I went ahead and checked on something. I just had to check on the core temperature of my GPU, and it looks fine, so I'm going to move on ahead. Let's see here. I'm going to knock out
Marker placed.
that guard post next, and then we're going to hit the Smasi Laman. And we're going to get D-Horse. Yep, it's a nice shot of his butt.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Yeah, I don't think I mentioned that each medicinal plant has different uses when you gather them. For instance, wormwood, it goes toward making your phantom cigars. So every time you use phantom cigars, you use up wormwood.
Enemy
Golden Crescent.
detected. Clouds approaching.
Golden Crescent is used toward making tranquilizer rounds. Tarragon's used
Analysis
toward making
complete.
different things, and so on and so forth. So each one has different uses.
Analysis
field.
complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Uh-oh. Yeah, well, we're gonna have a shootout. I got caught! No! Oh well. It's okay, I'm not on a mission or anything. It's okay. A little action every now and then doesn't hurt. This is what they do. They'll fire flares up in the air to make it harder for you to hide. And a lot of times they'll fire mortars at you, which I think he's going to do right now. Yep, he's firing mortars, so... Yep, he's trying to blow me up. They don't know where the hell I am, so...
Development complete.
In this situation, just hide until they knock it off. Then they'll go for a search. I think he's still doing it. Now, they're on combat alert, so it's super easy for them to spot me. And if they even catch a glimpse of me, you do not get any kind of reflex mode or anything. They'll just immediately start shooting. So, be extremely cautious in this particular instance. Wait until it says they go into alert status. And this knucklehead is still firing these things because he's stupid. He's by himself, so I'm gonna go ahead and... I'm gonna rob them blind. Da 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 da.
You gotta extract him.
While they're out there looking for me, like idiots. Oh yeah, sometimes it's a good idea to knock out their lights. There we go.
You have arrived at your destination.
If you get close enough to the markers you set, then they'll automatically erase. Okay, so they calm down. It looks like there's a truck coming, so... pretty much it's safe to go ahead and attack them now, except I'm going to wait until that truck buggers off.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
I got standing in the road. Get out of the road, you dummy. Okay. They're like, why is our stuff missing? That's why they're like, what? Yeah? Do you see this? How do you like them apples? Are you gonna get him down? Uh-oh. There goes your friend.
He's coming too. Roger that.
I hear music. Oh, the glorious sounds of music. Hello, friend. I love processed materials.
The map has been updated.
Okay. Bye. Love you.
Extraction failed.
Uh-oh. He's dead.
Sorry, boss, but the extraction failed. The support unit just isn't skilled enough.
Well, that's a shame.
Want to increase the success rate of Fulton extractions in bad weather, you need to improve the support unit.
Well, that's not my fault. I did everything I was supposed to, like a good boy. Surprise, dickhead!
Guard post captured.
Wake up.
Speak. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
Yeah, you're pretty crap, dude, but I'll take you. Bye. Okay, yeah, whatever.
You gotta extract him.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Okay, so there's 2 guard posts down.
Development project has been added.
Alright, and once again we're going to take the back way into the Smasilaman. And not only are we going to get the
Enemy presence detected.
highly trained
The map
soldier,
has
we're going to
been
go ahead and
updated.
capture this outpost. Which is going to take a little bit, but it's going to be worth it. How foreboding. Oh yeah, they're already on alert.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Pretty sure that he's...
Analysis
Yep.
That's the
complete.
target.
Analysis complete.
Yeah, that's the target. Whenever the target shows up, he'll have that special blue flashy thing over his head.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Alrighty.
Analysis complete.
A lot of times there are people in those caves. Don't see anybody. I could have used this Phantom Cigar to pass time until they resume normal patrols, but no point. I'll be fine. That was a little risky because I was right by a fire. That could have been bad. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play some more tapes for you guys. So I think it's a good opportunity.
This war. The Kremlin never expected to have this much trouble against the Mujahideen. Afghanistan is a tribal society. Tradition demands that its people stand up to any outsiders who set foot on their land. With the honor of their people at stake, they have everything to fight for. No matter how hard the Soviets hit them, they continue to appear out of nowhere, striking back, then vanishing again. But there's one thing even the Mujahideen fear.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Soviet gunships. They're highly maneuvered. Massive firepower. Plus, the underside of the fuselage is heavily armored. The Mujahideen can barely scratch them with their small arms. Anyone who hangs around gets mowed down by the gunship's heavy machine guns. This new honeybee weapon that was given to the Hamid fighters, it's no doubt something to help them strike back against the gunships, which makes it a weapon that could change the course of the war. Those guerrilla fighters known as Mujahideen don't actually belong to a single...
He's coming too. Roger that.
Afghanistan is a multi-ethnic country. You've got the Pashtuns, the Tajiks, Uzbeks, Hazaras, and each of them is split into their own tribes, large and small. Each ethnicity has several rebel organizations that their various tribes gather under. They're united under the banner of jihad, but that doesn't mean they work like a single standing army. Just look at the area around Smasi Fort. A lot of Tajiks used to live there, but they fled after the Soviets started their Scorched Earth campaign. With the area uninhabited, the Hamid fighters, who are Pashtun, decided to move in. The Hamids are based out of the city of Peshawar. We passed through it on the western edge of Pakistan. The Pashtun people have long lived in Afghanistan and western Pakistan. They used to travel back and forth frequently. Then Britain went and established the border that still stands today. The Hamid fighters get generous support from the Pakistani government. The government wants to use them to secure influence over Afghanistan. Their liaison with the Hamids is Inter-Services Intelligence, and behind the ISI, you have the CIA. That's probably how the honeybee ended up in the hands of the Hamid men.
Analysis complete.
You gotta extract him.
Okay, this guy's coming over to check me out, so let's get out of his line of sight.
Я не хочу умирать!
Spit it out. Where are the others?
The map has been updated.
Hey down.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Okay.
I had the R&D team analyze the honeybee. How? The CIA wanted it with everything intact. They took it apart to look at it. Then they put it back together. Everything intact. That's the R&D boys, all right. Turns out the honeybee's homing capabilities are a cut above previous manpads. It can detect a broad range of infrared wavelengths, and even ultraviolet for supplementary guidance. Hence the name, huh? Right. Honeybees rely on UV light to fly. With this device, flares don't do the target any good. That's why the Soviets are losing so many gunships, and why the CIA was so desperate to get it back. It wasn't just about preventing the Soviets from devising countermeasures. What if the likes of Iran got their hands on it? American aircraft would be put at risk too. We can use this tech to develop our own portable missile. That'll give us a huge advantage. It'll take a little time before the analysis results can be applied to actual implementation. But we'll keep moving with the research.
Просто не шевелись! Мы тебя сейчас видим!
He's coming too. Roger that.
КПС-10. Одного из наших унесло на воздушном шаре. Похоже, у нас на базе противник. Жду указаний. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Усилить безопасность. И найти нарушителя. Конец связи.
Where are your
The
friends?
map has been updated.
All right. Let's get some information about the MISS unit. These are the skulls.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Guys, what about the unit that attacked us in the mist? You knew something about them. That wasn't my first run-in with them. It happened right before I was captured by the Soviets. We were on the zero line that day, the Afghan side. On our way back from training the Mujahideen at a mountain camp in Kunar province. There's a lot of that work in Afghanistan. Most PFs shy away from it because it draws too much attention. But for us, that was the whole point. The job itself went great. We just had to make it back to a tribal area in Pakistan. But all of a sudden, visibility got real bad. It was no sandstorm. Our point man gave this strange report. He said he could see skulls in the mist. Skulls? The next moment, he went silent. We scrambled into formation, right before his arms and legs came raining down on us. It was always supposed to be a dangerous mission, so I had Diamond Dog's very best with me. We were calling out to each other. But one by one, their voices just went dead. Whatever
He's coming too. Roger that.
That's before I knew it. When I came to, I was in a Soviet camp, tied to an interrogation chair. Could they be some new Spetsnaz unit? No. The ones that interrogated me were just the average rank and file. Whatever group attacked us, the way they moved was just insane. And that mist, appearing out of nowhere. The Soviets don't have tech like that. If they did, Ocelot would have heard about it. I doubt the West does either. Otherwise, the folks at Langley would be sleeping a lot easier. Why'd they come after you? Wish I knew. I'm the only one who survived. Though I don't think they planned it that way. If I was their target, they wouldn't have just handed me over to the 40th Army. Whatever the case, we need to watch our step until we know who they really are. And boss, if you ever do run into them again, don't try to take them on. You just get the hell out of there. When I first started dealing with Zero, with Cypher, it was a somewhat parasitic relationship, though a mutually beneficial one. Cypher had no army of their own, so they wanted us. They wanted our strength.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
But they had other motives. Cypher coaxed us into Central America, into that US-Soviet proxy war, to fuel Mother Base's growth. Once we were big enough, they'd force us to join them. That was the plan. That's why they had Paz, still Zeke. Right. And if we refused, she would use Zeke to fire a nuke from Mother Base. The world would consider us a liability, and countries would unite to destroy us. We stopped the launch. And yet they still took us down. Through that fake inspection they orchestrated to cover up their sabotage. That power Cypher wanted. We don't have it anymore. So why are they still after you? Is it just the fear of leaving you alive? I don't know. Was Zero really...
All I know is the man I knew wouldn't want this.
What do you mean?
We have to consider that it might not be Zero we're dealing with.
We know virtually nothing about Cypher anymore. How big they've gotten, what they want, or even who they really are. The new mother base started out as a test drilling rig operated by a mineral resources supplier, but their project fell through. The Seychelles government was happy to hand the place over to us. It was just scrap on stilts. So with a few dummy construction companies set up as fronts, we started renovating the half-finished rig. From the outside, it looked like the project was back on rails.
Kaz, you...
What?
I see what you're doing. Recreating the mother base we had 9 years ago. Only this time.
That's right. The mother base Cypher thought they destroyed will return from the grave to kill them. We'll prove to the world that we were the victors.
And if we lose again...
You gotta extract him. It was the same way twice. Now our enemies are in plain sight. And when our organization gets too big, we split it across companies. Any company that draws attention gets liquidated, and its capital is back-channeled into a new company. Most PFs are small-time operations anyway. And in this business, the minnows go bankrupt all the time. We've never aroused suspicion. Plus, we have Hewick.
Hewick?
Human Exploitation Company. It's a business specializing in intel gathering. Think of it as a civilian intelligence agency.
Kaz, that's...
Remember what they were trying to accomplish at the prison facility in Cuba? That gave me the idea. We dispatch moles into conflict zones around the world, and each sets up an intel network on site. Then they stay in place to give us stable points of contact when other nations intervene in the conflicts. Hewick's strength is that it has a cutout at each level. You get your job from one guy, then you hand it off to another. No one has direct access. It's a perfect black box. Hewick members also work their way into the superpowers intelligence agencies to make sure Diamond Dogs gets work. We have those countries by the balls. That's our deterrent when we need it.
Networking. In the intelligence community?
Sure, that's how we've grown this far. And when you go out on missions, intel from Hewick will be there to back you up. But despite all that, Cypher has its eyes on us. The only reason I'm not dead is that they needed to know where you were. Figured if you woke up, I'd go straight to you.
That's why you made that ruckus at the Zero line.
Yeah, to make their own surveillance work against them. I think it took some of the heat off Cyprus.
Kaz.
Then I just had to wait for you to save me. And I've gotten used to waiting.
Kaz.
That's not all. It was a good chance to scout the market. And with the West wanting the Soviets out of Afghanistan, their agencies are bursting at the seams with funding. Boss, let's start by building up our Afghan presence.
Why put Mother Base in the Seychelles?
We're at the center of the world here.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Come on. Lebanon, Sri Lanka, East Timor, and Africa. From here, our reach extends to conflict zones the world over, including Afghanistan, of course.
So it's prime real estate for a mercenary.
Exactly. Latin America isn't as close as I'd like, but we have Amanda and her people to help in that department. And besides, the Seychelles government owes us a favor.
Owes us?
The Seychelles has strong ties to the east, which the West wanted to shake up. It came to a head...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
It was a force of South African mercenaries, with U.S. backing behind the scenes. They were only platoon size. But South Africa is home to some heavy PFs. Too much for the Seychelles to handle. In the end, they accepted help from the Tanzanian army and quelled the coup. We set up the deal and handled on-site tactical instruction. That led to some training work for the Seychelles military. And when we put down a mutiny within their forces, well, we made a lot of people happy. They don't pay us. They just let us have a piece of their offshore territory on the promise we'll come running if something else happens.
So we're bodyguards, too.
It's a good setup. We can only take Mother Base so far here. We'll have to find somewhere else when this place starts getting big.
Aren't you being a little hasty?
Nothing hasty about it. You're back with us now.
So, Kaz, the ship that took us from Cyprus, it used to be a whaler.
Yeah, a Japanese vessel. How was the voyage?
It was... stimulating.
Well, she was part of a whaling fleet up until a few years ago. Her displacement isn't anything to write home about, but she can really move. She still had plenty of life left in her, but then the work dried out. Global opposition to whaling has been mounting for years.
Is that right?
The push to ban it has been gaining traction for a little over a decade. Individual species came under protection.
You gotta extract him.
And then 2 years ago, the IWC adopted a moratorium on commercial whaling. Several countries, including Japan, fought it to the bitter end. But eventually, most whaling companies had no choice but to throw in the towel. You ever tried whale snake?
Can't say that I have.
When I was a kid in Japan, practically everybody ate it.
That good, huh?
The country was poor in those days, and whale was cheap. International opinions changed since then. In any case, that's why we were able to get a bargain price on the ship. Of course, we did end up spending 5 times the purchase price in modifications. We had to really work to fit in all the ESM and communications gear while keeping the whaler look intact. Right now, she's going around conducting SIGINT missions. In the future, we plan to use her as a communications relay base between you and Mother Base, and also as a chopper resupply vessel. Diamond dogs. The word diamond originally comes from the Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words, staying loyal to something.
Okay, that was that round of tapes. Still clearing stuff out. You know, it's saying that I haven't captured this yet, and I don't see any other people in the area. But that just may be because my intel team isn't up to par yet. In fact, let me shuffle some people around. Hang on a second. It's gonna do auto assign.
Staff assigned. Development project has been added.
Okay. Got some development here.
Please specify a project.
Ooh, cool. Further upgrades are always nice. And let's get some more tapes for you. I realize that you're not gonna get a lot of commentary from me, but it's important to go ahead and get these tapes out of the way so you guys really understand the backstory.
Ocelot said the number of private forces is increasing, and they've modeled themselves after us.
They're a far cry from the likes of us.
But why? 9 years ago, we made enemies of the world as a nuclear-equipped force, independent of ideology or state.
Yes. Sooner or later, the real UN would have stepped in.
So why are they giving these PS free reign?
That's our fault, too.
What do you mean?
What happened 9 years ago was a real problem for a lot of people. An organization as big as ours, with our facilities, was wiped off the map. Not an easy thing to hide. But if our existence came to light, so would the names of our clients. We had contracts all over, east and west, from superpowers to banana republics. The lot. Our clients denied all association with the likes of us. They had to make sure things didn't blow up on them. But at the same time, they missed us. They really missed us. The demand for armies for hire was as strong as ever. The international community turned a blind eye to what happened to us, despite still needing people who could do our jobs. History couldn't afford to lose us. As soon as we were gone, they needed a replacement. So private forces spread everywhere. And they're all just a phone call away.
But still.
I know. PFs are totally different from what we envisioned. Nation-states, revolutionaries, terrorists. They have a lot of clients, and Cypher is one of them. Cypher stays anonymous, but I know their work when I see it. In the eyes of those clients, the world's PFs are all just expendable pawns. The clients don't have to worry about losing their own men. Nobody knows they're involved, and PFs are cheap. In short, the world is chewing up soldiers and spitting them out. Even some of the old Mother Base's survivors are still working for PFs. Some guys created their own smaller forces. Others were taken on by emerging PFs. Everybody's gone their separate ways. But none of them are living their dream, because they're not fighting with you. Of course, I tried to headhunt as many of them as I could for Diamond Dogs. It was all a waste of time. They said they weren't interested without you to lead them, but now you're back. And everything's gonna change. We'll unite all private forces under you, transcending nations and economies. What is a nation? Just a patch of dirt. The bonds among us will surpass nations, and that's what'll put the world under our control. We'll establish a new kind of country, redefine the very concept of it. Even Cypher will be below us. An extraterritorial federation of military nations. The United States of Force. Once word of Big Boss's return starts traveling, that'll be our true deterrent against Cypher. In other words, no one will dare to come gunning for you.
How do you figure?
Cypher lacks a large-scale fighting force. PFs are the perfect tool for them. But those PFs revere you, the legendary Big Boss. If Cypher killed you now, they wouldn't take it lying down. Maybe they'd even go looking for revenge, but they definitely wouldn't keep doing Cypher's dirty work, even if it put their lives at stake. That's why it's no longer a benefit to Cypher to get rid of you. The very fact that you're alive is our greatest defense against Cypher.
Nice to know. It'll buy us some time while we get back to full strength.
Just keep in mind that what I'm saying is generalizing a lot. In practice, the PFs around the world don't know your face. Just declaring that you're Big Boss won't be enough to convince them. And if they see you as an enemy, they'll come at you with everything they've got.
Some hero.
That's why you need to bring them back to Mother Base. Show them on your terms that you really are the one and only Big Boss. Once you've proven that, they won't hesitate to join us.
Alright, so I don't know why this thing is still showing that it's on alert. Sometimes it does that, it's kind of stupid. Let me do the Phantom Cigar trick. I don't think there's any more enemies in the area.
Outpost captured.
There we go. Yeah, there weren't. It was just being dumb. I had to convince it that there was nobody here. Okay. Okay, so anyway, we're done with the Smasilaman. I captured it. It's done. I think now I'm gonna go ahead and extract and go ahead and move on to the next side ops. Okay, and there's only one left. It's a Yako Obo supply outpost. It's Unlucky Dog.
Please select a landing zone.
This place usually is considered by most to be a tough nut to crack. I don't consider it to be that hard. There's a reason that I canceled. It's gonna be another place that I touch down.
Please select a landing zone.
I'm actually gonna touch down right here. Usually it's better to approach from the other direction, but
Deploying.
you'll see. By the way, I think I might be totally mistaken, but I think this is a location where you can capture some rare animals. This is right at this helicopter landing point. That's why I wanted to land here. If I remember correctly. I might totally be misremembering it, but anyway. The supply outpost is in that direction. And this place is definitely considered by many to be kind of hard to stealth into. But I love it. I love this place because it's fun. This place is a lot of fun. This is one of my favorite places to tackle.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
In fact, usually the tougher locations, the better. I love difficult locations to get into. It's weird. It's like the easier locations, for some reason,
Enemy
I have a harder time with, but the tougher locations, I have no problem with. It's weird. You'd think it would be the opposite.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Не делай этого!
Talk.
Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
So we got a location on the prisoner now. Which is nice. Oh yeah, and that truck stops here at regular intervals. We could go ahead and... Whoops! I got a little overzealous. Time for a shootout, I guess. I'm screwed. Yeah. Got a little overzealous. I forgot about that guy. Yeah, and they have snipers too. That's what I just got hit by. So, yeah. Time to cool my jets. Actually, the better way to approach this is the other direction. Usually is how I approach it, which is the helicopter landing zone to the north of this place. Is generally considered to be the better place to approach. But it's okay. I can deal with this.
Analysis
And this is
complete.
just a side op, so it's no big deal. Oh, because I shot like that, they I think I reset it, so now they know where I am. Oh well. Well, damn, man, I might as well just have an all out and out firefight. I don't know though, because it's fun to sneak into this place. Just relax, guys. Don't worry, fam. I got it. I just wanted to grab that. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Alright, I'm just gonna hang out in here. You guys relax. Alright, I'm gonna hide under the bed. With my diamond buddy. Don't you guys worry about a thing. I'm a box. What are you guys shooting at? Cease fire, guys. There's nothing to shoot at. Just relax. I don't think they're buying it. Alright, yeah, they're not buying it. Alright, I'm getting out of here. Alright. Whoops. Here I am boasting about how great I am at sneaking in and cause a friggin' ruckus. That's what I get for bragging. Oh well. Alright, I'm getting out of here. You guys are mean. You guys are mean-spirited. You're mean-spirited people, okay? Alright, and I don't really like the fact that you like to just hurt people, okay? You belong in families that hurt people, okay? I don't like that.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
You're never gonna find me, so just stop it. Okay? Yep. Yep, it's not gonna happen. Yeah, it's still not letting me use my Phantom cigar. Will you knock it off? Okay, now they're on alert. Which means I can use my Phantom cigar if I'm in a really safe place. Which I think I'm gonna go ahead and do. I think this is safe. I don't think they're gonna find me down here. Okay, they're resuming normal patrol, but I don't want to go in during the middle of the day. Oh, for God's sake, are you serious? Because I stole something. Now they're gonna freak out again. Ah, idiots. Alright.
Enemy presence, the map has been updated. Sun will set shortly.
Alright, well, it just automatically ended it for me, so whatever. Alright, they're standing down. Okay. That's why it's a good idea to bring Phantom cigars, because otherwise I'd be waiting all that time. And that would be really, really boring. Anyway. Okay. So, let's go ahead and take a look around.
Development complete. Development complete.
Development complete. I think I already... Oh, no, I didn't. Are you serious? What do you want, loser? Alright.
Caution. Sandstorm.
Another one? God.
Подожди.
Speak. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
Let's get this guy the hell out of here. Alright. Done this location. Now, for the way
coming
to
too.
approach this
Roger
place.
that.
The sandstorm actually will help me approach, because I don't want to be spotted by the searchlights. Now that it's kicking up a storm, that's good. Alright, now I don't have to worry about being spotted. Give you a better idea of what we're looking at. We're following the road.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
And I think there is a crack we can climb. But even if I can't find it, because we are in the middle of a sandstorm, we can just... The landscape just sort of naturally goes up here anyway.
The weather will clear shortly.
Yep.
Enemy presence detected.
Here we
The
go.
map has been updated.
Now we can see. Okay, now we have an overhead view of this place. So we know what the heck's going on.
Analysis. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
We have a sniper right here. This guy can be problematic, obviously. Especially since he's facing our way. How am I gonna take him out? I could kill him. Nice headshot would do it. Yep. He's dead. Okay. Sniper is out. And see, I'm not on a mission, so hell with it. I didn't want to take the risk of triggering another combat alert, so... Like I said, I'm not averse to using lethal means if it's necessary. And in this case, I felt it was necessary. Most of the time I prefer non-lethal, but... Ah, shit. Okay, I managed to avoid that, but...
Analysis complete.
Это КП, понял. Будьте начеку. Выгрузите врага. Конец связи. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Oh, shit. Oh boy, I really stepped in it this time. Wow. Holy crap.
Spit it out. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
He's coming.
Снимите меня!
He's coming too. Roger that.
Spit it out. Where are the others?
The map has been updated.
Ah, shit. Oh boy, I was trying to jump down here to save this guy,
If he's on the brink of death,
because he's dying.
whether he'll survive a full extraction.
Oh boy.
If you have to extract someone who's on the verge of death, you better use the chopper. But if you're gonna carry them, put them to sleep first. You won't get far if you have to fight them every step.
God. Usually this place isn't that bad for me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't played in a while. Oh, shut up. By the way, this is music. You can't hear it because everybody's freaking out, but it's... Yep. It's Aha, Take On Me, which is one of my favorite 80s songs. Oh, shut up. Stupid. Alright. Yeah. I'm done with you idiots.
We were lucky to get our hands on that cyborg arm developer. There's no one in Diamond Dogs who can so much as maintain that thing.
Bionic arm, not cyborg, if you go by what he calls it. But you're right, the East is light years ahead in bionics. They can even detect through the skin the slight electrical signals from the brain that order muscles to move. The Soviet Union completed their first bionic arm capable of doing that back in the 60s. Although I guess that news didn't really reach the West.
No kidding. Zadornov's was the only one I ever saw. Quite a shock to see it for the first time.
And it was no mean feat to get hold of Snake's arm. I couldn't get one for you at the time, but you know, now...
Forget it. I've no intention of relying on bionics. Right now I need to keep the pain fresh in my mind.
Well, it's your decision. But don't you find it... inconvenient?
Not a bit. But the phantom pain, it never lets up. Do you know how many men I saw die that day? There's nothing we can do to bring them back. And you expect me to care about getting a measly arm and leg back? Sorry. But my pain belongs to all our dead comrades. I'll keep living with it for their sake. It'll guide me straight and true until I've gotten them the vengeance.
You guys really need to stop coming in here. Need to stop doing it. I'm telling you. Every time you do. Every time you guys do this, I'm just gonna keep doing this to you.
You gonna extract him?
I'm going to extract all of them. Alright.
He's coming too. Roger that.
I abduct everyone.
You gonna extract him?
Yes.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Alrighty, got communications here. We're gonna go ahead and knock those out. No sense in letting them radio in anymore. Am I right or am I right? Probably walking right into their grasp. But whatever. No? Okay, good. It's not what I meant. But... Okay.
Нет, не делай этого.
Talk. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
Okay.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Let's keep these rolling.
Diamond Dog's intel team specializes in information gathering, mainly HUMINT and SIGINT. They plant scouts and moles in the field. These operatives will blend into the local populace and work under the guise of a resident.
Surprise!
Disguise themselves as travelers and ask around for information. They observe targets using various hidden bugs, cameras, and transmitters, and by tapping their satellite and phone communications. Analyzing all this information creates a clear picture of how wars and the PFs fighting them are changing. This data can also be used for threat assessment when deciding whether to accept contracts from certain clients. And during missions, the intel team keeps track of target locations and produces FOM predictions, reporting mission-critical information based on real-time remote observation of changes in the AO. What you hear from us over the radio is based on how we interpret the data gathered at the command platform. However, Intel team operatives go unarmed in almost all situations to avoid revealing themselves to the enemy.
You gotta extract him.
Will carry a knife. The most have nothing at all. As such, don't expect them to help you take on heavily armed adversaries like PF soldiers. Think of them as entirely passive in the hot zone. Plus, they use all manner of techniques to remain inconspicuous in the field. If you ever spot one, you'll have some serious explaining to do. So remember, their specialty is espionage. They may not be of use in a firefight, but when it comes to intel, they're pros.
Basically, that's the game's way of saying that your intel team, you're never ever going to see them. They're just there to spot your enemies for you and stuff. That's their only function. Well, I mean, you will see them on special missions and stuff, like when you have to rescue certain intel team members and stuff like that. But otherwise, just in normal gameplay, yeah, you're not going to run into them. So don't expect them to back you up. That's basically what he's saying. Which is fine. I mean, you know, this is Metal Gear. We're not expecting backup. Just the fact that we get buddies is pretty amazing. Plus, we can actually call in support anyway. We can call in support choppers and artillery strikes and all sorts of stuff, which is pretty impressive. I'll show that off later.
Spit it out. Where are your friends? On the ground.
The map has been updated.
I'm going to show off something very hilarious here in just a second.
Speak.
Uh-huh.
Where are the others? Lie down.
The map has
Lie down.
been updated.
Go ahead. Lie down. Lie down. Come on, stupid. Alright, those is guys down there. They're gonna hear this. But I don't care.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Oh, shit. God, I can't do that. Over on this side. No contact. No contact. I forgot that I can't climb under the grate on this side. Oh well. It's been a while since I've played this. Sue me. I'm gonna jump down. Alright. Wake up.
Speak.
And yes, I will be rescuing that guy, but I'm gonna be extracting him by helicopter.
Analysis complete.
There's a certain way I want to do it. And yes, I'm deliberately letting them scream for help.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Because I want him to draw attention. I wanted these guys to come over here. If I can get to them. Oh shit. Ah, they're running away. Oh, this is not good. A lot of dudes here. I wonder if I can do this. Let me. Your situational awareness is really bad, dude. I gotta be honest with you. That's just awful, bro.
Spit it out. Where are the others? Get down.
The map has been updated.
Alright. Goodbye. Okie dokie.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Let's go ahead and let you listen to some more cassettes. We're getting close to the end.
Nick, do you remember Amanda?
Yeah, I do.
Their revolution was a success. Somoza resigned. Nicaragua has a new government. Amanda's really working hard for her country to be reborn.
Good for them.
She says she wishes Chico could be there.
That revolution was the dream. For Amanda, for Chico, and their father.
That chopper was no place for Chico to die. I'd like to at least think history will remember his part in the revolution.
When you pick up a gun, there's always a chance you'll die for nothing. He knew that as well as the rest. Now that he's gone, it's up to the rest of us to decide what it was all worth. If we don't, there's nothing to prove that Chico ever lived at all. We're his mark on the world.
Map has been updated.
Amanda told us that Strangelove contacted her after the revolutionaries came to power in Nicaragua. Strangelove, the AI researcher from Mother Base?
I remember her.
We'd lost touch with her.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
She told Amanda she wanted to salvage Peace Walker's drive parts, or something from the bottom of Lake Nicaragua. Amanda passed the request on to her friends in the new administration. She's a national hero now, after all. So Strangelove got a Soviet military aircraft to transport something to somewhere. But apparently the cargo wasn't big enough to have been Peace Walker itself.
So what was it?
Who knows? Peace Walker's nuclear warhead ourselves 9 years ago. What could Strangelove have been after? Amanda said she didn't mention what her reason was or where she was headed. Nicaragua is a socialist state now. With Amanda vouching for her, the government didn't feel the need to concern itself with the details. All Strangelove told Amanda was that she was going to continue her research, and that the rest was a secret. Right before the attack, Huey was in the control tower to prepare for the inspectors. He was with them when it all went down. The control tower collapsed with the rest of it struck.
He's coming too. Roger that.
But he was the one who met the inspection party when they arrived. And he was the one who showed the nuclear inspectors to the tower. You remember the way it went. First he recommends we agree to the inspection. Then he gives them the okay without our permission. All the time acting as if he was doing us a favor. On top of that, he even had the guards disarmed that day. It would send the wrong message, he said. Whatever the angle, it all leads back to Huey. I curse my own stupidity for not realizing sooner. Huey escaped with that unit by chopper. I've been hunting him for 9 long years. The other reason I was operating around Afghanistan was to dig up his location.
Huey's in Afghanistan?
Yes, and I have a good idea where. Now we just wait for the right moment. This time, we'll be the ones using him. He's going to tell us who our guests really were that used a fake nuclear...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Okay. So that last tape basically outlined the fact that Kaz believes that Huey betrayed us. That the whole nuclear inspection was a setup. Well, I mean, it was a setup, but that that Huey was in on it. He believes that the whole thing was that Huey was part of it. That he wasn't just duped by Cypher. That he sold out to them, essentially. And that sucks. I'm just looking over last minute stuff just to see if there's any other crap to take from here. I think there is. Yeah, I was gonna say I think there's a diamond. Okay, I think that I've pretty much taken everything from here. So, yep. Okay, time to go rescue the prisoner, and there is one more thing to listen to. It's about the man on fire.
Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use?
Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up.
Sprinklers? The fire system?
And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down.
When we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river either.
And then it started to rain. And he disappeared.
Water against fire. It's just that simple. I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would
You
work.
destroyed their anti-air radar? It wasn't one of the targets, but that's put a hole in their air surveillance. The chopper will be able to get in close now. You can designate a landing zone near the outpost.
Yeah, basically, the last part he was just saying, oh, I just can't believe that water worked against him, but whatever. Maybe keep that in mind or whatever. Okay. If we ever encounter the man on fire again, it's something to keep in mind.
Clouds approaching.
Alrighty. So, we've got a prisoner here we need to pick up.
Analysis complete.
It looks to have really good stats, which we can't really tell what they are because I don't have my upgraded in-scope yet, but I have researched it though, so next mission I will have it. Let's go ahead and have the helicopter pick us up right here.
Please support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Since I went ahead and blew up the anti-air radar, I can do it here. Anyway, it's definitely gone a lot smoother than that before, but whatever. I can live with that. That's fine. And it was a little fun anyway to screw around and have them on alert. And...
Caution. Sandstorm approaching.
Oh, great. This could really... we could run into some problems here. The helicopter landing. There's a sandstorm approaching. This could create issues.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
They can't land until the sandstorm's dissipated.
This is Pequod. We can't land.
Alright.
Support helicopter has arrived.
Let's just smoke a phantom cigar. There we go. Took care of that. It's advanced time.
Psylocke list updated.
Okay, subject is in.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
And I wanted to do it this way because I get more heroism points this way.
Buddy departing area of operations.
Departing.
Okay. So those side ops done. Let's see what I got here.
Good. You captured it alive.
Uh-huh. Oh. Well, looks like I'm mistaken. That was not anything special. Oh well. I got a Deathstalker Scorpion. Okay. I'm all bloody. Let's see about
Please
development.
specify a
There's
project.
nothing to develop right now. I got a whole bunch of challenge rewards. I get 4 more trucks. Achieve 10 outposts captured. Nice. Intel tapes played 10%. Okay. And people from my Intel team. Nice. Okay. So anyway, I think I'm just gonna
Please
return
select
to
a landing
Mother Base,
zone.
have a quick
Heading
shower,
to
and
Mother
then
Base.
I'm gonna go ahead and end this video for the time being. my DD? You notice that I get these posters now. Idle girl, vertical and horizontal. Pretty sure those are supposed to be a pause, but I don't know.
Boss, got time to train with me?
Sure. What's up, man? What's going on?
Talk.
Helmets? Did you do that? You son of a bitch. You gave him helmets, didn't you? Huh? You did! I've had enough of your shit, son. What are you looking at? Dude, it looked like a bird crapped on your head. You stupid tattoo! Son of a bitch. Alright. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the video here, and I will see you guys next time. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one. Peace.